Good evening there, YouTube. How are all you comic fans out there tonight? It was a fairly medium-sized day at the comic book shop for me. Got 8 comics. I was glad that here in southern New York, the blizzard mostly missed us. Only got 4 inches of snow instead of 2.5 feet. Though it's still, since they closed the New York State Thruway, the comics couldn't get through yesterday. So the comic shop was quite crowded tonight, as all the Wednesday customers were there on Thursday. Me being a Thursday customer, I'm not used to that many people in the comic shop. There was a few early 20-year-olds buying a bunch of Star Wars comics. I guess they're getting popular. They were getting the piles of the Dark Horse Star Wars comics and some other stuff, so I guess that Marvel one made the Dark Horse comics a little more popular. But anyway, here's XO Manowar number 32. I enjoy XO. Good series, good story every month. We're continuing the Armorine storyline where some billionaire who makes his own armor is trying to kill XO. And what was it? I bought another Valiant book last week. Ivar Time Walker. Once again, most of the Valiant books are of good quality. They've got nice artwork. They've got good stories. They're solid, mainstream sort of comics. And Ivar was like that too, except it was a time travel story. I am just not a fan of time travel stories, so I won't be getting another issue of Ivar. But I do enjoy XO. Next we have Danger Club number 6. Here's a comic I never thought I'd see. An issue of this hasn't been out since 2013. The first 5 issues came out. Then I think some of the artist had some personal problems with his kid getting injured, I think it was. And they, couldn't get the book done. It was really, sad for the person and his family, and couldn't get it done. But this is a pretty cool story. You might be able to dig up 1 through 5 somewhere in the dollar bins. But the story is that it takes place on an Earth where all the superheroes went off to space to fight some big battle and never came back, and all that's left on Earth is the teenage sidekicks. And the beginning part of the story was dealing with some of the teenage sidekicks were going off the rails and trying to keep order among the teenage sidekicks, and they have no idea what happened to the heroes. Then, of course, by the time issue 5 came around, it was one of those things are not as they appear stories. So it's about to take a twist. We're going to find out what really happened to the heroes eventually. But this is scheduled to go 2 more issues, so it'll be 8 issues altogether. They say they've got the other 2 in the can, so they should come out monthly. And, pick up the trade paperback of it or dig for the back issues in whatever dollar bin you can find, because this has been a very good series, and I'm glad they're finishing it up. Alex and Ada number 12. Here we go with human-robot love. Robots becoming sentient. It's not a fast book. There you go. There's a lot of people talking and some weird... I'm not a huge fan of that layout, but they do it a lot. Good story. Oh, I don't want to reveal too much because I don't want to see what happens before I read it. But there's a confrontation at the end of last issue that obviously continues in this one. Sure, they'll put it in some nice hardcover once the series finishes up, which I think should be soon. I don't know how many issues it's scheduled to run, but I don't think many more. But good stories, sci-fi, humans, robots, what happens when robots become sentient, how do humans interact with them, that sort of fun stuff. Next we have Theyre Not Like Us, issue 2. I liked the first issue well enough to order the second issue, but it's still not on the pull list yet. This second issue will decide if it makes it on the pull list or not. It's got some nice art. Good story about these youngsters with superpowers, and I guess they do whatever they want and hide. The last page of the first issue is what really hooked me to get the second issue. Before that I was like, same old kind of. So we'll see if this will make me get 1 more issue, put it on my pull list, or no more issues. Next comes Revival number 27. 27 issues of this so far, so we're going to keep getting it. Revival, small town, people come back to life and can't die. If you don't know about Revival now, after 27 issues, go out and get one of the trades. It's good stuff. Rural noir. I enjoy the story. Here we go with Rasputin number 4. I really enjoyed issue 3 on this one. It got all mystical, and we met some sort of weird Russian gods or something in the strange mystical realm of Rasputin. I've heard some people complain there's not enough story in this one. I'm fine with that because it's the story of Rasputin is pretty darn well known. So, and this is the story of him dying, which is even more well known. So I'm happy that they're building anything around. I find this very interesting. I like the artwork a lot. This one I don't mind the lack. I mean, it's slow moving, but it's kind of like, you know, we know where it's going. Rasputin gets murdered by people who don't like the royal family or the British Secret Service, whichever you want to believe. But either way, he's heading towards his death. It's a story of his life. It's a pretty well-known story. So I don't mind that they're not going into detail about it here. I like that they're coming up with some sort of something strange, new, and mystical about Rasputin, which I haven't read before. I've seen and read a lot about Rasputin, so I'm glad they got a nice take on it here. Next we have Mind Management number 30. This is only going up to number 36. It's my favorite. Is that me? I just noticed. I think that's all eraser shavings. It was only that little bit of pink eraser shavings that made me notice that it looks like that whole image is made out of eraser shavings, and I didn't notice till this very minute. Making me laugh now. Oh, look, he's erasing as somebody who uses canvas. That looks like canvas back there, and canvas can really make some eraser shavings, or it's a rough paper. Either way, it must be. He does this on watercolor. That must be a cold press watercolor paper that he got eraser shavings off of. But either way, interesting cover. One of my favorite books. I think it's only going up to issue 36. I'll be sad when it's gone. It's reaching its climax. Maru, our hero from the first issue, is finally coming into full bloom and taking on the person who's trying to renew mind management. Good stuff from top to bottom. Really like this book. So here's the water. There's his watercolor that he does. This is, and having seen pictures of this, this isn't Photoshop imitating watercolor. He actually does some watercolor, so he must build up quite some eraser shavings working on that watercolor paper. Finally, we have The Dying and the Dead, issue number 1. I do not remember what this is about in the least. I put it on I ordered the first issue on my pull list, you know, a month ago. I must have read the description and liked what it was about, because I don't remember in the least. Nice, thick, I think someone said that's a 60-page book for $5, is it? $4.50. There's our price. I remember seeing the price on it and looking up how many pages it was, because I didn't want to pay $4.50 for a regular book. But for a, you know, double, triple size book, hey, who isn't going to get that? I like Jonathan Hickman's what other Image book does he do? I can't even remember now. Does he do Manhattan Projects? I think that's him. But I enjoy that one, you know, that other one thoroughly, so I figured I'd give this one a try, especially since it's an extra large book. And hold on, I have a complaint too. I want to know if anyone out there has run into this problem here. These are these 3 books: Lazarus 14, Starlight 5, and Copperhead 5. On all 3 of those, I had the centerfold come out from its staple. So right in, where's the center of this one? Right in there, as you all know. Happens in old comics a lot. That center staple right there was popped on all 3 of those comics. And I can't tell you the last time I bought a comic with the center staple popped on. I mean, it only happens on old comics. Yet in the last few months, I've gotten 3 comics with the center staple popped. Are they making comics? I mean, I know they don't have cover stock in them anymore, and it's really annoying, and comics are getting thinner. But come on, has anybody else run into any trouble with center staples popping lately? Because like I said, 3 in 3 months, when I can't remember the last time it happens, makes me go, huh? But anyway, those are the comics I got for this week. Hope you guys are out there having a good time and didn't get caught in a blizzard. And we'll catch you later.